Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. 50 Cent exposes Big Meech and Big Meech is against the rope. He's discombobulated. I'm going to break down the history of what's going on with this beef, how it started, where it's at. I did a video the other day. I don't understand how nobody didn't understand when at the very beginning of the video, this is the way I started it. I'm going to let y'all hear it now so you can see. All right, let's go. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Big Meech flees the country with all BMF money. 50 Cent crashes out. This is what I find on one of the YouTube joints, so I'm going to do a reaction to it. All right, see, that was it. I let it be known in the first 18 seconds that I'm doing a reaction to a crazy story that I saw saying that Big Meech fled the country. I was not saying that Big Meech fled the country, and anybody that thought it was clickbait, I apologize. I thought what I just played in the beginning of the video that would substantiate y'all understand that this was just a funny video that I saw that he flew, because bottom line is, because we're going to ride on that anyway. We're going to ride on that, right? On Big Meech fleeing. Right now, this is the part where Meech is coming out of jail. He discombobulated. He thinks he's coming out to be this big king of the world, you know, because he's the greatest that ever done it during that time period. So now he's home and he thinks he's coming home to a hero's welcome. His son made it. His son's a big star. His son that made millions. He's good. He's hearing all the stories. He's seeing the pictures. He coming home. He going right to 50 Cent. 50 Cent is the plug. That's the connect. So now he's with 50 and he's sitting there and he's wondering like, yo, you know, what's going on? What's good? 50 don't give him a dime. 50 don't give him a pot to piss in, because 50 look at it like, I done looked out for your son, put him in acting school, did everything for him, kept your brand alive. Now you out here, fall back and let me see how we gonna squeeze you in this program. Maybe we'll have you narrating, you know, the final season or something. Just let me put my brains to this, is what 50 Cent was basically saying to Meech. But Meech wanted to answer right then. And being that he was broke, you saw he was broke, they break us. I'm gonna keep it 100. When the feds get you, they break you. They take everything you got. All those 300-something million, yeah, Meech got money, yeah, all that. The feds take everything. I can show you my forfeiture papers. I can show you that I had the money. Meech can show he had the money. They got something called forfeiture. That's what it is. You heard even Lil Meech tell 50, yo, can't really do nothing right now, homie. You know what I mean? He just hollering at Rick because, you know, he dead broke. You know, we trying to get a couple of dollars to hold us until we could get the next season going, because Little Meech thinking that him and 50 hustling together. But 50's like, nah, this ain't hustling when your pops go deal with the ops. Come on, dog. See, this is what you come to Unique Maker Audio for, where I break it down. Like I said, I told y'all in the beginning of this video that this was something that I found that I thought was funny. You know what I mean? And I was doing a reaction to it. I was not saying that Big Meech and anybody again that felt like it was clickbait, man, my bag, bear with me. I'm learning too, like Meech learning, because we just coming home from 2 decades in the can. Money, 50 Cent crashes out. This is what I find on one of the YouTube joints, so I'm going to do a reaction to it. Whack 100, he gets in the speed. You see what I'm saying? I let it be known I'm doing a reaction video to some crazy stuff that I found. I'm laughing, I'm thinking I'm having fun, because I know my people come to the channel to have fun with me and see what's going on. But enough of that. Let's start the intro, running a little late. Subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel at Juanita Maker Audio, Juanita. Remember that. Let's keep it moving. You know what it is. Unique Maker Audio, we here, man. Again, I apologize for whatever y'all thought was clickbait. I was just having fun with a video that I thought was hilarious, and I wanted to share it with my peoples. But, you know, now that we got that straight, we're going to play this video, another reaction video. So this is a reaction video to something that someone did, and then I react and I give my intake, and that's where the jewels and wisdom comes from, my experience, so you understand what's going on over here at Unique Mac Audio, for those of y'all that just might have clicked because of, you know, the title of the video. And again, I apologize, but I hope you like the content. Let's keep it moving. All right.
Let me ask you a question, Cuffy. At any time during the initial stages of your indictment involving this whole Tammy Cowins thing, did you talk to Big Meech, or did you send a message to Big Meech in any way to tell him or to alert him of what was going on?
We sent Big Meech certified mail.
See, right there, right? See, this is where my experience come in at, right? Right there, when you locked up and you filing court papers or whatever, when you sending stuff that's sensitive that you know that you want to have proof you send it, we have to send it certified mail. That's the little green slip that a lot of y'all might not even know or never seen unless it came to your house, you know? But that's at the post office where they got to sign it that they received it, date it, and time it, and you send it back, so that when you write to the court and you say, I sent Big Meech Flannery a certified letter, and Big Meech lawyer say, well, Mr. Flannery never got the letter, then he'll break out that green slip. That's what they call it, the green slip. He break out the green slip and he'll show that, no, I sent it to him on this date and the officer signed for it here. And they, you know, they said it was signed right in front of him, and Mr. Flannery's signature is on it, so he did get that. So what he's saying, that's true. That's the way that play out. Let's play the rest of this. We're going to get into the detail, and I'm going to show y'all what Mac Audio is about. I'm going to break down the intricacies of this situation.
Big Meech set me up, and Tammy set me up with this thing in 2013.
Big Meech just got put on full blast, and the receipts? Straight up insane. After 50 Cent pulled out some paperwork hinting that Meech might have played the snitching game.
Did 50 Cent pull out any paperwork, or did he just go on YouTube and say he's a rat? I didn't see no paperwork, because I don't want y'all to say that this clickbait, that I'm agreeing with this video 100% and that's why I'm showing it. No, I'm breaking it down. I'm giving my reaction to what I agree with and what I don't agree with. What I don't agree with, I didn't see 50 put out the paperwork. I seen the dude Sean G broke down the paperwork and things like that. Maybe I missed something. Y'all let me know, put in the comment, because I know we got plenty of rat bastards and flip-flop wearing and public trolls that just quit to try and put a bone on somebody. No, he's Cypher Monkey Cypher.
The whole internet lost its mind. But here's the thing. Where did 50 even get all this so-called proof? Turns out, he's got some old BMF associates in his corner, and they're running their mouths like they got something to prove.
All right, see, this is the way it works, so you understand how this works, and that's why I say don't get involved in the street, don't get involved in crime, and don't break the law, and definitely don't get a co-defendant. There was an old saying during my day called, dead man tells no tales. You know what I mean? That means if there's nobody there, when you unalive them, you ain't got to worry about nobody telling no tale on you, and you got away free. That was the easiest case to beat in the court of law, was a homicide. Easiest case to beat, unless you got a co-defendant. Now it's the easiest case to solve. But that's why back in our days, they rolled up on you and waited in the bushes. Yo, let's ride. Because I feel good today. I feel good today, you know, real good. Now, you know, I remember there was this one dude who, you know, he tried to rob me, and he didn't know that I even knew who he was. But when I described him to my brother told me, oh, that's such and such cousin. And dude pulled out a little long-nosed 22 on me, you know what I mean? And I'm coming out, I'm wearing my Dapper Dan joint, the Bally jacket with the, you know, the rust color with the white letters and the white around the collar, white around the wrist. I got my diamond lion head watch on. We wore the lion head watches back then. We wasn't wearing the Rollies. So I had that and, you know, that and the Hoovania we wore. So I'm sitting there with that, and I'm coming out with a bottle of Lancers. See, Lancers was equivalent to like Crystals back then when you going into projects. So I got my bottle of Lancers, the big joint. So I'm rolling up in the joint. I'm all happy. I'm getting ready to go, you know, get with this little shorty, do what I got to do. So I park in the garage, and I'm coming out. As soon as I'm coming out, a dude called me by my government name, and I get in my body when somebody called me by my government name. So he said, yo, Wayne. And I turned around, I said, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? I'm ready to go, and I got the bottle in my hand, you know? And he said, nah, hold up. So I'm walking towards him because I want to check him for calling me by my government name, because that's like a cuss word to me, because I was on my 5% of the time, hard body, you know? So as I'm walking towards him, he pulls out a gun. And I see this long-nosed Jesse James looking revolver in his hand, and I just grabbed that joint, and we went to wrestling for it, and we fall on the ground. This man came behind, kicked me all in the head, but I wouldn't let go of that Jesse James revolver. I'm holding it, and as I'm holding it, we wrestled on the floor, and this man kicked me in the head again, you know? So now he gets up, his man pulls him up, and the joint is on the ground, and he dives on it, get it up, and he pick it up, and now he see that I'm fighting, that I'm not going for the little fake stick up that easy. So now he backing up, and he holding this little revolver, and he backing up. So now I let him go because I didn't have a joint on me. I'm going from the garage to the projects. I'm home. Big mistake, slipping. So now, as that's happening, I called my brother and I said, yo, dude, you know this dude, he can walk with a limp. He said, yeah, oh, that's such and such. I said, oh, yeah. I said, well, where's people live at? So he told me where's people live at, and this is the moral of the story, right? I'm riding. I went over there to Brooklyn, and I found me the nearest bush next to his house. I stayed there from about 11 o'clock at night till 4:30 in the morning waiting on him to come, right? And then could you believe somebody pulls up in the same car that my brother said he had, and as soon as he pulled up, I went up the car and I broke out. A couple of hours later, my brother called me. He said, oh, that was his neighbor. I'm like, whoa, well, I'll get him tonight. You know what I mean? But the moral is I stayed in the bushes about 7 hours to get my man. You know what I mean? I mean, you lay like alley carpet. That's what they call that, you know. That's how it was back then. And I don't want y'all to have to live through that, because I gave up 26 years of my life for this. So none of this is to brag. This is just to let you know how this, you know, how this world play out when you on the street, right? So let me get back to this video, man.
Now check this. People out here whispering, talking, you ain't heard what's up with her. But the real story, Big Meech ain't having none of it.
Well, did Blue Da Vinci cooperate or no?
Yeah, he cooperated. I mean, I didn't see it. It was in Miss Mara Shalhoub's book, where his own lawyer said, yeah, there was anything else that we could do, Your Honor, to help you along with this case.
Word is flying through the streets that Meech is about to give 50 a front row lesson on how a real kingpin handles disrespect. And trust, this ain't just some petty back and forth. This is street legend status on the line. Here's what makes it extra messy. 50 Cent got a rep for spending top dollar to expose people. And when he gets his teeth into someone, he don't let go. But this time, he might want to fall back just a bit, because Big Meech is not some regular dude from the block. This is Demetrius Big Meech Flannery, the mastermind behind the Black Mafia family, and his name rings bells coast to coast. Let me break it down real quick. Back in the 1980s.
One night, and then my homeboy that was with me, he was like, Tone Bird, he from BMF too. Tone was like, ask Big Homie what's up with the movie with 50, like what's going on with he from New York. I had to use my New York accent. Yo, what's going on with the 50 Cent movie? So I'm like, oh, yo, Meech, what's up with the movie, with the TV show?
Meech and his little brother, Terry Southwest T. Flannery, jumped in the game heavy, pushing work in the form of $50 bags. By the time the early 2000s hit, these two turned their hustle into a national empire.
Hey, yo, right? I just had a little thought, right? I remember pushing the big, let's ride. You know, because we like to ride over here. I remember when I went down to Georgia, right? I'm in a little spot in Georgia, a little backwoods joint, you know what I mean? No disrespect, you know what I mean? Columbus, I was in Columbus, Georgia, right? So I go down there, you know, not far from where the Greyhound at, that little projects up there. I'm doing my thing up there, and, you know, the price out there was, they were doing what they call cookies then. Right? I'm talking about that look like a pancake. They want you to cook it, whip it, and make it look like a pancake to keep it thin and even, and then you're supposed to evenly slice these blocks is how they want it in Columbus, Georgia. Y'all from Columbus, Georgia know what I'm talking about, right? But I went down there, and I'm bringing pure base cocaine down there, not crack cocaine. So I take some powder down there. I'm whipping it up, and as I'm whipping it up in a baby food bowl. You know those little baby food jars that like the plum come in, and you know the carrots. I put it in there. I dropped a little ounce up in that joint. I whipped it up, but being it's in a little round bottle, as I'm spinning it, it came back round like a rock, but it was pure, no cut, no nothing, no crack. You know what I mean? Straight base. You know, so I cut that joint up and, you know, put it in the bag, and I take it out there to go sell it. And when the cars pull up in the little cut, you know, you run up to the joint and you got the Ziploc bag with you. And when you got the Ziploc bag, you do what they call dipping the bag. You know, you open the bag up real quick and you dip in the bag and you break off a piece. If he say he got 50 or 80, he look at it. You know what I mean? He old fiend. So whatever he look at, it's more than what he came there seeing. So he gonna automatically say he wanted it. If he old good thirsty fiend, he gonna say, man, throw a dog another bone, man. You know what I mean? That's how you should do it, real smooth. Throw a dog another bone, you know, and you break off another little rock and you give it to them. But down there, they like it where it was already packaged up, and you give them like a glassine bag. Hey, you know what I mean? Or, you know, if you're going to give it to them loose, they wanted it flat. They didn't want it when you cook it, you know, and you whipped it around and made it into a ball. They wanted it flat. You know, if it was a ball, they thought it was cut while it was like that. But when they tasted that joint there, they were like, oh, no, that New York boy got that dang thing, you know? But, you know, that's how it was. But that's down there. I only mention that because, you know, they were talking about me started off selling 50 blocks, because we all did. I started off selling $2 valves in New York, and even broke them down to $1 a valve when everybody else was selling them for $3. But, you know, we all started at the small end, and then we got up to where we at, and then the feds come in and they bring you down. That's why I say it's not worth it. Everything we work for, they came and just took it from us. So we just work for them. So if you want to work for them, keep doing what you're doing. Let's get back to this video.
Moving weight through Michigan, Georgia, Florida, Cali, Louisiana, and way beyond. That kind of money flow made the feds sit up and pay attention.
You know, just like I was moving coke down there in Philly, in D.C., in Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, you know what I mean, Atlanta, of course the feds sat up. And then I pull up and I got a house down in Miami, Florida with a swimming pool and a jacuzzi, and I'm from New York and I can't read and I'm black. They said, oh, man, of course I was on the feds' radar. But did I care? I came from the generation where you show what you got. You know what I mean? But then they had the generation before the show what you got era, and they were the laid-back joints. See, like, look how we ride. That's like because we was, let's take Bat Ross. Bat Ross was the first person that I've seen during my time that was flossing. He had all black cars, everything black. The 633 black, the Eldorado black, the Seville black, the Lincoln Continental black. Everything was triple black, so we called him Bat Ross. And, you know, that's what we grew up seeing, Bat Ross changing cars like they was socks. You know, this how this man was changing up his car. So I grew up seeing that, so I wanted to do that. So when I started getting money, that's what I did. And then you had the laid-back kind that, you know, that didn't floss. You understand what I'm saying? And they stayed in the cut. And, you know, those are the ones that don't take pictures. You know what I mean? Us Bat Ross type, we take pictures, we wear big jewelry, and we talk loud, and we do all of that. And that's where the Harlem thing came from, that I know about how it came about, right? So then now you got the laid back kind, and that's where Kevin Childs fell into that. And that's why Kevin Childs is the total opposite of me. And that's why I love to interview Kevin Childs. I might call him again, because Kevin is like a laid back dude, but he knows my energy, and he got that animal in him too. And I know how to talk to him and get that animal out of Kev. You know what I mean? That's why I go look at put in Unique Mac Audio Kevin Childs and go look at the videos I did with this dude, man. You've never seen Kevin like that before in your life. You know, but that's what it is, man. The feds get on us. That's the moral of the story. The feds gonna get on you. Don't get out there. Get out the street. Run, run, run.
So Meech and Terry came up with a slick cover. BMF Entertainment. On the surface, it looked like a regular promotion company, but behind the scenes, that's where the money washing happened.
See how they say money washing? Meech out here now, right? When y'all get a good interview from Meech, if he keep it 100, you could ask him what he made from BMF. He spent more money trying to keep the BMF Entertainment record label name out there. Everything he did was promotion for where he's at now. Trust me, all that he was washing the money through BMF. How was he washing the money when he didn't have a hit star? to sell records. Stop it. But this is how YouTube go, and that's why we give you the real over at Unique Mech Audio. He spent more money invested in Jeezy and Blue Da Vinci and all of this stuff that he did going to Miami with the crew. All that was promotion for BMF, the movie in 2025, even though that happened back in 95. You see what I'm saying? 2000, because you know the rat bastards gonna say, no, you was doing it in 2001. You know, because that's what they do, and I love them to death. But, you know, so that's where we at, Rock. So, let me play this video, man.
It's believed that Terry White grew up in an Atlanta housing project. But when FBI and GBI agents arrested him last night, he was living here, a sprawling $200,000 mansion in Jonesboro.
Had a media room where there were 24 TV sets on one wall hooked to a satellite dish. And you could hit a button and all 24 TVs would come on.
Now, here's the twist. BMF. Entertainment wasn't all smoke and mirrors. They actually had one artist on the roster, Blue Da Vinci.
And how much you think he was netting for them to say that they was money laundering all this through the record label? Come on, dog.
In 2005, he even dropped a whole album called The World is BMF's. But by October 2003, the feds ran down on Meech, snatching him up and trading his luxury lifestyle for a prison jumpsuit. And back then, most folks pointed the finger at Blue, calling him the snitch, because out of everybody, he looked the softest.
My client would be more than willing to cooperate with you all to help you in this investigation. But now the thing of it is by you admitting what was done, you know what I'm saying, what you done or whatever, but bottom line is, you know, you didn't take the single plea. You went in and...
Plus, let's not forget, Blue Da Vinci didn't even get snatched up with the rest of the BMF crew when the feds came crashing down in 2003. When they grabbed Meech, they slapped cuffs on him and took him straight in.
Yeah, to Blue Da Vinci's defense, because like I said, I don't pick sides, right? To Blue Da Vinci's defense, let me say it like this, right? The feds might have been fooled by Blue Da Vinci to believe that he was really a rapper and he wasn't a drug dealer. So that don't mean that he snitched because he didn't go down when Meech went down. If Meech promoted him as his artist, the feds is watching him, the feds is seeing this, so that means the feds is thinking that he's an artist so he don't go down. But after Meech get locked up, now they look into him, and by then he tried to live up to the name, maybe, just maybe, you know, because I don't want Blue think that I'm putting no bone on him, because I don't do the bone thing over here. And somebody said, right, I'm gonna get back, please remind me to get back to Blue Da Vinci, but somebody said that I said Meech was a rat. What effing shows you watching? I've never said that Meech was a rat. Stop that. What I did say is, it don't look good, but there's that little lever that we depending on a female who's scorned because he went and got with his baby mother instead of her when she's the one who took the brand up here, not the baby mother. So Tammy got a right to be mad regardless what color she from or what side of the street she from. This man promised her something. She carried it out. She did what Meech didn't trust his own baby mama to do. This girl, Tammy, stepped in and did it. And Meech gave her a promise that they're going to do this together and put in a name and this and that. And then now he come home and he goes right to his baby mother. How do you think she feels as a woman, as a human? Just like all this we say, could we ride? Just like all this we see playing out with Papoose and Remy Ma, how you think Papoose really feel that he done put his life on hold for, you know, and did the bid with it, went to see it every day, and then for Remy to come out here and just kick that all away and disrespect him in front of the world? That's how Tammy feel. Tammy and Remy need to talk, but Remy don't deal with informants, so that's not gonna happen. But they both been hurt. So you got one that's a rat that been hurt, and one that's stand up Remy Ma, round of applause, that never ran and never told. You know what I mean? Hold on, relax. You see how we ride over here to Mecca? But that's where I'm at. Somebody put in the comments that I'm putting fake narrative because I said Meech was a rat. I never said Meech was a rat. I said that I see the loopholes in it, and just like in a court of law, how they say that innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I see reasonable doubt in the paperwork because I don't know if I could go on the words that a woman scorned is saying because a man came home after selling her dreams and she done took his brand and his son to another level by bringing him to 50 Cent. And then now she's accused of sleeping with, with the ops, her handler, in order to get this man home. And right there, I'm gonna keep it 100. I can't sit here and honestly say that, I believe that Meech didn't know what Tammy was doing. But there's that doubt that he may not have. But damn sure she didn't decide to just say, I'm gonna do this, didn't tell him nothing about it, and then they just dropped it on him. And say, hey, you going home? And then she said, yeah, I did that. I told on such and such and such and such to get you out. No, if that went down, that means that he was down every step of the god doggone way is the way it looked. But right now, at the same time, then you got to ask yourself, you know what I mean? Could she have just done that because she had the rights to him and knew that she was going to get more money if she got him out and knew that Meech wouldn't go for that? But she went and did that on her own anyway to go get Meech out because she's thinking of the bag and she love him. And say, I know Meech don't stand for this, so I can't tell him that I'm doing this. But I'm gonna get my man out. And she an informant, so she got him out how she knew how, by telling. They said that she didn't know nothing, because we ride. Remember, I gotta get back to Blue Da Vinci. Please remind me to get back to Blue Da Vinci. Now, we sitting here, and we got Tammy heated. Meech with baby mama. Meech gave her rights to the story. She knew it was more money to get him out than to keep him in, and she may have did what she did without him even knowing it, but then 9 times out of 10, and that's why it's that one chance that it might be what I just said, but 9 times out of 10, nigga knew what was going on. I'm just keeping it 100. Nigga knew what was going on. We ain't even gonna play them games, man, but, just because that doubt is there as a man, you can't sit there and say that, dude is not right because of that, because that doubt is there, that maybe she just did it because she loved him, she knew he wasn't going with it, and it's not like that can't be the case, so I'm not just pushing the one narrative, I push both narratives here so you could see how it worked, because I've seen things like that happen before. I had this one girl I was talking to, right? She was from down there in Metro North. I'm talking to her one day, and I really cared about her when I went in. That was like the last piece that I got when I went in, and I thought we was really going to build something. And then I'm locked up in Virginia Beach, and she said, you need to just do what you got to do to come home. My head spun on a swivel. Huh? She said, yeah, you heard me. I said, nah, I didn't hear you. She said, man, do what you need to do to come home. Don't you love me? I said, I love you so much, I'm going to tell you, mother, F you, and go find another rat bastard. Never talked to her again, never accepted another letter from her again. And thank God she ain't trying to reach out to me now that I'm out here. And if you watching this, know that I don't want to talk to you for you even insinuating that I should tell. So I don't never have to say nothing to you again in life. And we good. All right? But, back. Hold up, man. I know Blue Da Vinci, but let's get this.
But Blue? Somehow, he wasn't caught in that same net. And by the time 2004 rolled around, things got even messier when BMF's logistics boss, Dexter Sosa Hussey, started throwing shade at Blue too.
I just gotta wait to holler at Tammy before, I know where we at with that. And Tammy is a government informant.
But didn't he used to talk to Tammy? Somebody put it in the comments. Did Blue Da Vinci used to talk to Tammy? Somebody let me know that. Because if you know she was a government informant, you talking to her, when did you find out she was a government informant? When did any of y'all find out she was a rat bastard? Somebody tell me this. Because everybody says she's a government informant, So when did y'all find this out? And why did this continue to happen with y'all dealing with them until 50 seen the picture with Rick and Meech? Come on, dog. Nobody knew. When did you know?
So when he said that, I was like, Tammy, what you mean, Tammy? Like, nigga, you ain't heard what's going on with her?
Sosa wasn't just talking in the streets either. He was speaking on court records. See, Blue showed up in court with his lawyer, and the lawyer straight up told the judge, "Your Honor, I did forget to mention something earlier. You asked about which defendants tried to cooperate, and Mr. McKnight, that's Blue, was one of the people who attempted to work with the government. They debriefed him, but turns out he didn't really know anything useful about the other defendants."
Was given
Right there. If he got debriefed and gave up information of any kind on the other co-defendants, whether the feds already knew or whatever, that's called ratting. If he didn't know nothing, you know, and he didn't tell them nothing, then that's not ratting. Y'all know what happened. Y'all put it in the comments and y'all let me know. Because like I said, I'm learning all this for the first time, man.
giving them information on that they already had and thought it was cool, but you still, you know.
Oh, this cat is saying that he corroborated the information that the other rat bastards gave. Got it.
That was part of that. You just confirmed other shit that the other CIs just done told.
And get this,
True.
the lawyer admitted that Blue's debriefing wasn't even fresh tea. It went down months before that court appearance.
So in other words, he been talking to them, he been debriefing before the court appearance, and you trying to tell me that nothing he said was used in these future cases? Somebody put in the comments. I'm gonna tell you, I don't. He gotta really have said nothing, and if they did all that debriefing, you better believe he had to say something. So I don't know how much debriefing he did. Y'all know, put it in the comments. Let's go through this.
Then, just to add another layer, the lawyer said Blue even did a safety valve session earlier that same week.
Now, that safety valve is a no-no, because that safety valve is where, you know, they give you credit for cooperating. That's equivalent to like a 5K1. Safety valve is where they open a safety valve and say, okay, you're a rat, so you can stick a little bit of your tail out there. You know what I mean? But, you know, you went to trial, so no, boop, suck him all the way up and throw him in the penitentiary. That's the safety valve. If you cooperated, the government go and say, hey, he cooperated, he helped. So, you know, if you would like to, Your Honor, you know, after you hear what his lawyer have to say, you could go below the guidelines and I won't object because he was a good boy.
What's that mean? Basically, Blue was ready to talk, but the problem was he didn't have nothing valuable to offer. So yeah, Blue tried to snitch, but the feds didn't even want the crumbs he was serving up.
Yo, you saw this YouTube dude, and that was a good one though. He said the feds didn't even want the crumbs he was serving up. I like that. That was funny.
That's when the real question popped off. If Blue didn't have the goods, who gave the feds their inside scoop? And this is where it gets wild. After getting his name dragged all through the mud as the snitch, Blue decided to clear his name once and for all. In 2023, during an interview with Cap Capone News, he flipped the whole script and exposed the real person who gave up the goods. And that's when Tammy Cowins' name hit the spotlight. So, who's Tammy Cowins? She's been Meech's business partner since way back in 2008. And after Meech got locked up, Tammy stayed solid, keeping in touch with him and running errands on his behalf while he was behind bars. And for some reason, Meech thought she was so loyal, he actually gave her control over his life rights. That's right, he signed the paperwork.
And usually when you do that, right, when you're in prison and you do something like that, that means that 9 times out of 10, it's always that one chance, but 9 times out of 10, you're playing the romance game. You're telling her you love her. When I come home, I'm going to be with you. That way she do all the right thing with the paperwork. But then now you get ready to come home. Now all types of hell break loose. And this is where, you know, you find out what's going on. That's why when I dealt with a female, because I'm riding, that's why when I dealt with a female, I always let them know straight up that I have a woman, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to pass time. It's hard doing time, you know what I mean? And I know it's hard for you out there, you know, surviving doing time. So we could both sell each other some dreams together to make these hard times move by smoother. And they say no problem, because I'm just looking for a friend anyway. But then as a couple of letters go by, a couple of phone calls, a couple of emails, before you know it, they in love. And now they talking about, you know, they started buying you clothes when you came home and this and that, and you like, oh, and if you don't check it then and say, hold on, what you mean buy me clothes? I tell you I'm coming home to you. But if you just ignore it and keep rolling with it, then she get to believe in it in her head, and then in their head, then they believe that it's something more than what it is when you had an agreement from the beginning. So this is what may have happened with Miss Tammy, with Meech. If Meech trusted her enough to put the rights in his name, that means 9 times out of 10, he was playing the romance game, especially if she's so angry that he went home to his wife. Because if he was playing the business game, she wouldn't have cared who he went home to. So if she's mad that he went to the wife, that means that she was expecting him to come to her. So that means that he gave her the impression he was coming to her, or she took that impression from whatever he did by just being fly Meech. You see how smooth we break that down over at the Mecca? All right, let's keep it moving. Jewels for you.
Handing her the power to tell his story to the world, that meant Tammy had the golden ticket. She could flip Meech's life story into a money printing machine. And that's exactly what she did, linking up with 50 Cent to co-produce his hit 2021 show, BMF. But here's where things turn sideways. According to the paperwork Blue leaked, Tammy wasn't just out here securing TV deals. She was allegedly playing both sides, feeding info straight to the feds. In those same leaked documents, Tammy is listed as CS1, a confidential source who teamed up with the DEA's Atlanta division back in 2009. And guess what she gave up? Info that helped crack open a money laundering case, which led to the conviction of a dude named Terry White. This wasn't some small-time hustle either. Terry White was heavy in the game, and thanks to Tammy running her mouth, they got him locked up. Now check this. When Tammy started talking, she wasn't even getting paid. But after her tip helped the DEA bag Terry White, they realized she might actually be useful down the line. So her handler, a DEA agent named Harsh.
See, so in other words, Harsh said she might be a good rat bastard. Let's bring her on the team. Because what they do is they chew them out and they spit them back out.
Decided to put Tammy in for a reward, a cut of the value from the assets they snatched from White's operation. And if you know anything about these kingpins, that property haul wasn't chump change. We're talking cars, cash, cribs, and more.
I heard she got $250,000 for her cut for bringing down that dude, the first dude she brought down. So right there, she said to herself, man, I could be a professional paid rat bastard. And that's where her life of ratting began. But you can't tell me that all of y'all that been dealing with it didn't know none of this. Or did you? Or did you not? Somebody put it in the comments. My phone number is on the screen, so y'all let me know. All right?
But here's the crazy part. Tammy didn't even step into the informant life because she was broke or scared. The paperwork makes it clear she had no criminal record, wasn't caught up in the substance game, wasn't begging for a lighter sentence, and wasn't trying to dodge any charges.
So in other words, she got into the rat bastard game and gave the feds a sample of what she could do. You know how you give out samples when you on a block. You just start selling some weed, some coke or whatever. You give out a couple of samples so the neighborhood, you know, the fiends know what you got going. So Tammy gave out a sample to the feds. Look, I'm gonna bring this big money laundering dude down, but I could go get you some drugs for the DEA with bodies attached to it. Said, huh? And that's where she either had the idea that she could use it. So she asked him, look, if I do this, I got my man that's locked up. I ain't really trying to get nothing, but I take the little bag you giving me, the percentage off of everybody that I bring in. But my man locked up. Could I turn the credit over to him even though I don't have a criminal case? And they said, shit, who could you get me? You know? And she threw out the big Spanish boy name, you know? And then while they tracking him, then Cuffy's name came up. You know, and then while his name came up, now she had to make a decision where she was gonna go, which was the lesser of the two evils. So maybe she figured, maybe, allegedly, maybe she figured, don't want to play with the cartel, so let me play with this necro over here and get him locked up. I don't know. Y'all put in the comments, just keep it moving.
Basically, the feds themselves admitted she was one of the weirdest informants they'd ever dealt with. So why'd she do it? Straight revenge. Word is Terry White used Tammy to clean his dirty money without her even knowing.
Now, this is what they do, Rod. This is what they do. Every time You dealing with a rat bastard, they got a reason for ratting. Now, this is Tammy's reason for ratting. Dude cleaned the money, didn't tell her that he was putting it through the company, so she chose to rat. No, you could have just told them, if they come, I'm gonna rat. But instead, you went to them and told them what happened. They could have came, and then you could have said, you could have told him, look, if they come, I'm telling because you ain't telling me. And then dude would have had time to shake his money around and shake and bake and, toss it up, flip it around, do what he had to do and rearrange things. But instead, you went and told them behind his back, even though he was wrong for doing it behind your back, but you could have still took a cut and told them, when they come talk to me, I'm telling you no. But still give me 100,000. But I'm letting you know now, if you put any loopholes in this and they track this back to me, I'm telling you, I'm telling. That's all she had to do. Let's keep it moving.
And once she found out, she flipped the whole script. She wasn't about to let anyone make her look like a pawn in their operation. This wasn't about money or freedom. It was personal. And Tammy was playing for payback. But here's the real head scratcher. Why did Tammy keep spilling secrets after the feds already locked up Terry White? That's where things start connecting.
This is where Big Meech come in.
But hold up.
Allegedly.
We'll get to that twist in a second. While all this was going down, Big Meech was cooking up his own play from behind bars, and trust, this one was bold. Inside the pen, Meech crossed paths with a cartel player named Fidel Suarez. This dude wasn't just some corner hustler. He ran a whole trucking company out in California and had already caught the feds' attention more than once. They investigated and arrested him twice, first in 2005 and then again in 2009, for suspected substance trafficking, but both times they couldn't make the charges stick. Meech had a plan, a wild one, to use Suarez's pipeline to keep product moving, even though he was stuck behind bars. He figured if he could still move weight from his cell, he could keep the money flowing, no matter how long his sentence was.
All right, so that's where we're going to stop this at right here. Been on it long enough. I'm going to do a part 2 to this. Been on here 40-something minutes. I'm glad you enjoyed this. Make sure you subscribe at my daughter's YouTube channel, Juanita Mecca Audio, spelled Juanita, Juanita, Mecca Audio. Let's go. Let's keep it popping. Yo, Unique Mecca Audio Prison Story. Subscribe. Mecca Audio TV. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Know what it is. And let's keep it moving.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was wine.